Hi everyone, Tidsin57 here with another on the road video, and today we're going to look at my controller settings on the PS5 version. It's been about a week since my first look video for On the Road, and I've had a number of questions from you regarding my controller settings for the DualShock on the PS5, so I thought I'd put this quick video together to show you how I have it set up. Right off the bat, let me say that the in-game controller settings, in my opinion, don't really give you much by the way of fine-tuning, and it takes a lot of experimenting to get them to where you really want them to be. The settings that I have here right now are the best I can get them for me, but I'm likely to make more adjustments as I get more playtime under my belt. All the footage you'll see here and in the rest of today's video are using the settings that you will see coming up. Right, so here we are in the settings themselves. So first up, we have just got the general settings. This is purely down to your own personal choice. If you want to show triggers, warnings, tutorials, I've got them on at the moment. The Y-axis, it depends on your own feel, really. I've left that to off. It's just a personal choice again, and I think the orbital controls are a bit strange, so just play around with that. This is the main page. Steering speed I have got at 9.20 because I think that steering can be quite slow unless you've got it higher up. Steering release speed, definitely if you want to take your finger off the stick after steering, I've got that at 9.80, that's quite high. Steer dampening, I can't see what that actually does in the game, so that's off at the moment. I do need to experiment a little bit more with that one. And then we've got auto steer release at forward. The choices are yes and no, so yes, I want it to release when I'm going forwards. Reversing, I don't want it to auto release. You need such fine movements when reversing that I've left that to off so I can do that manually. The steering camera, definitely. The steering camera actually could do to be a lot faster. It doesn't seem to do a lot, that setting, to be honest. Then we've got the volume settings, and volume settings again, a personal choice. So as I mentioned, there really isn't that much you can do with the settings. The main ones are the set of steering ones at the top, 9.2 or 9.8, try those two. Try to have the steering release at forward set to yes, and you can see the camera settings at the bottom. Just try those. It's a very, very basic set of controls. Try that, it works for me, and you'll see that in the footage coming up after this. So we're back in the truck, and as I mentioned, we are using the settings that we've just been through in the previous clip. And what I've done is we've just left the depot. We're still in Colne, actually, from the first video last week, and I've left the depot, and what I'm trying to do is go sort of in a big left circle as much as possible, so I can show you the steering as we go. So city roads, a lot of twists, a lot of turns. It just takes fine adjustments. Now with that steering sensitivity that we saw in the previous clip, it allows you to make fine adjustments and move to where you want to be. I think I got that about 9.8 in the previous clip, 2 being the full setting. 2 was too sharp, so I just turned it down to 9.80. Doesn't sound like I've turned it down a lot, but actually it did make quite a difference. The other thing you can see with the steering here is the animation of the steering wheel seems to be excessive compared to the actual steering that I'm doing. So the wheel is nearly given a half turn there just for these fine adjustments, but actually I'm not moving the stick that much when I'm steering. I think the controller settings that I've got would be a good starting point. I think out of the box everything is set to maximum and the steering is quite slippy and you will be all over the road. In fact, I have had some comments on last week's video to say that one of the most difficult things was drifting and moving left and right when trying to be in a straight line. So those settings will largely keep you in a straight line with just minimal left and right just to adjust as you go. There were some settings for the y-axis as well, so we'll have a quick look at the outside view, the orbital view. I find this a bit strange. It doesn't react to the controller the way I want it to. Now, I'm used to Train Sim World, of course, where train sims are on a set of tracks. There is no steering. You can use both thumbsticks to give an orbital view of the train. So with this, you're steering with the right stick, of course, and you're providing the orbital view with the left stick, so it doesn't quite work the same way. So that's confusing to me. But the other thing is, you see here, to my knowledge, there isn't a zoom function. So when you're in this orbital view, this is the distance from the truck. I would like to be able to zoom out a little bit more and give me a bigger field of view and see more of the road ahead and be able to sort of, you know, pop up another sort of 2 times the height of the truck to be able to see all around and what's in front. I think that will make it a lot easier. Certainly from this perspective, I do like driving from outside the truck as well, but it's difficult. You can see here I'm basically steering this by looking at the right hand curb, so I'm trying to keep the same distance from the curb. So it takes quite a lot of concentration, especially with these parked cars now. There's a lot more AI traffic as well in this next gen version. But certainly in the city, I do like to be out of the cab. When I'm on the motorways, that's a little bit different because you're going at such speed. One little turn left or right and you'll be across the lanes, and it's very difficult to recover after that. So just waiting for these lights to change. So again, I'll stay in this view, because the other thing is as well, you see, you also get to see a little bit more of your surroundings in this view, which is always good in a simulator. The cab view is very nice because it's modelled on the real thing, but I do like to see the surroundings. So if you watch the front of the truck as we go around the bend, I'm drifting to the left, I'm just slightly compensating for that, and it's just taking a very slight movement on the thumbstick to do that. With the default settings, you've really to push the thumbstick to the right to make it move. So by pushing up that steering sensitivity, you'll allow these small movements. What I did was I had it perfectly set up on the PS4 version, took screenshots of that before I removed it, tried to replicate that within the PS5 version, but I noticed that to me some of the settings were slightly different in the PS5 version, so I couldn't do it exactly, so I have had to go back, do some experimenting and try to get it back pretty much to where it was. So we're just coming back round now. We've gone in a complete left circle from where we were at the beginning of this video, and we're just coming back to the depot now. So let's just park it up here. And that's it for today's video. I hope you found it useful. Please subscribe and leave me a like, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.